name's Gavin, this is Genre Books, and I have been tagged by Pat from Book Chat with Pat for the Phenomenal Woman book tag. I am neither a woman nor phenomenal. And in fact, if we are here, my comfort zone is here. I am very much a tremulous guest in this tag, but let's see how it goes. This is an original tag created by Marilyn Maya Mendoza, and she is this month celebrating not only her birthday, happy birthday, but also her BookTube anniversary. Happy anniversary, 4 years on BookTube, and celebrating with this original tag. Prompts number 1. Who is your favourite phenomenal woman writer? And Pat took my answer because it would have been Toni Morrison. But I don't have to look very far for an alternative. And I've chosen someone I've spoken about a few times on this channel so far, and that's Angela Carter. The Bloody Chamber. Now this is something of a recurring theme with Carter, in that there are plenty of reinterpretations and retellings and repositioning of classic fairy tales. And in this volume there is The Bloody Chamber, which is a version of Bluebeard. I'm remembering back to when I last read this in '96, so bear with me. But you have Puss in Boots, The Tiger's Bride, The Snow Child, which is like the version of the Ice Princess or the Snow Princess, Wolf Alice, and The Company of Wolves, which was made into a film. This is constantly surprising, beautifully written, and more than a little dark. One I don't have here is Knights of the Circus, which is magical realism, carnivalesque, just bursting with imagery and energy. Both that book and this one, Wise Children, are dealing with the theatrical. They're really funny, but definitely thought-provoking. Luckily for me, there are books of hers that I've not read yet, so I still have them to look forward to. There's The Magic Toy Shop, The Passion of New Eve. There was one that I read either earlier this year or the end of last year, which is American Ghosts and Old World Wonders. She was also the editor of the Virago Book of Fairy Tales. There is a book I've got somewhere here of a book I only got quite recently when I saw it, her interpretation of the Sadian Women. And there is also this book, Flesh and the Mirror, Essays on the Art of Angela Carter, edited by Lorna Sage, who was a professor at my old university. And there are essays in here from Sue Rowe, Margaret Atwood, Ros Kavanagh, Elaine Jordan, Hermione Lee, amongst others. So yeah, this is, I don't think I've read all of it, but I've read certainly some of the essays in here. I think as secondary studying to when I was studying The Bloody Chamber. If you've not read Carter before, I would urge anybody to give her a go. I'll probably start with The Bloody Chamber. It's a nice slim volume. You will get an immediate feel for what she's about. Yeah, she's just fantastic and taken from us far too soon. Prompt number 2. What book features your favourite phenomenal woman character? I had to think about this a little bit, because my initial thought was, do you know what, it's Shakespeare. I'll just show Shakespeare up to the camera, and that has all you could want. You have the dark designs of Lady Macbeth. You have the innocence of Juliet. You have the sharp wit of a Beatrice or a Rosalind. You have the evil of, Reagan and Goneril versus the goodness of Cordelia. You've got the lot. But I can't, in all candor, sit here and say, this 500-year-old English male playwright wrote the best women characters, because that's not going to be true. Then I thought who my one favourite character was. Jane Austen. I've read Mansfield Park, I've read Pride and Prejudice. I haven't read enough Jane Austen. I'm not going to say that they are my favourite women characters. Wuthering Heights. Again, Kathy's a great character, not my favourite. Virginia Woolf. What great writing. But, no, the characters, no. But then I had a moment of inspiration and realised that I only needed to look back a couple of months to a book I read in June, a book I read for June on the Range. So you'll forgive me if I didn't immediately think of a Western reading event as somewhere where I would find my favourite female character. But The Administratrix by Emma Gent Curtis is a book that has stuck with me. And it is in no small part to the main character, Mary Fleming. She is, I think, very much a cipher for the author. Emma Gent Curtis was a proper campaigner for women's suffrage in the 1860s, 1870s, the post-Civil War world. Amongst this campaigning, she finds time to write the first cowboy novel, 10 years before Owen Wister. The Administratrix is the story of Mary, who has, for her health, moved out to the West. She becomes a teacher at a local school in a very remote part of Colorado. I think it's Colorado. It's Colorado, Arizona. I think it's Colorado. She marries a cowboy who is a bit of a women's suffragist himself, oddly, and whips that set of vaqueros in the employ of her husband into shape. Things go sideways quite majorly towards the end of the book, and she takes some absolutely drastic action. It isn't just because of the big things in the book that I like Mary so much. I also like that she is very insightful about those around her, and very self-critical. She realises when she is feeling jealousy and upbraids herself for it, but it doesn't stop her actually experiencing the emotion. It is perhaps not the best written book ever, but she's an incredibly well-rounded character within it. It's not available in print as far as I can see anymore. I had to get not even a download, I don't think. I had to get just a copy of the Internet Archive and read the PDF. Prompt number 3. If you were creating a book prize, which book by a phenomenal woman author would you choose? I want initially to link this to banned books, because to be honest, I think being banned by the know-nothings of a state educational board is something of an award itself. And as such, I don't want to hear anything about underrepresentation of women, because they are ridiculously overrepresented on the lists of books that are being banned in schools in the United States. So I would say any book by Toni Morrison, Judy Blume, Sarah J. Maas, Essie Hinton, Ellen Hopkins, Catherine Patterson or Lois Lowry. Any of these ladies, Margaret Atwood, who find themselves on these lists. Disaggregate it from banned books. I think it would depend on whether the author knows that they've got this book prize. Because if they were able to find out, you would give it to any of the Bronte sisters. You would give it to George Eliot. So yes, give it to Wuthering Heights or Middlemarch or Jane Eyre. It would be nice if these ladies, who sometimes had to write anonymously, sometimes under pseudonym, knew of the posthumous success, knew of the longevity of the works that they created. Prompt number 4, tag some other phenomenal women booktubers. I have an issue with the word other, so I will just tag some phenomenal women booktubers. I'd like to thank Pat for tagging me, and I'd like to thank Marilyn Maya Mendoza for creating the tag, and would like to wish her again a happy booktube anniversary. Until next time, bye.